So Grayscale has won the court case against the SEC. So you have to ask, when is the Grayscale ETF going to be passed? That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. If you guys enjoy these updates, if you find them helpful, please hit the like button and hit subscribe. We put out videos every single day, so make sure you have the bell notification turned on so you can get notified when we put those videos out. So for those of you who weren't aware, years back, for many years, I think since like 2016, Grayscale has been trying to pass a Bitcoin ETF for their investment product, the Grayscale Trust. And the SEC systematically denied it every single time. So last year when they were denied yet again, it was the last straw for Grayscale and they took the SEC to court. Now, yesterday we had the ruling that the court found the SEC didn't have grounds to deny the Grayscale ETF. So a lot of people are jumping to conclusions saying, well, if they can't deny it, then it has to be passed, correct? Not necessarily. The court didn't order the SEC to automatically approve this proposal. What they are doing now is mandating that the SEC goes back over and reviews the proposal with this new court ruling in mind. Also, it's been noted that there is no deadline for the SEC to do this, but the SEC does have 45 days to appeal this decision, but a lot of people are saying they really have no hope of winning an appeal because if you guys didn't know this already, the SEC has already approved a Bitcoin futures ETF, which they're comparing it to a spot ETF as being very similar. Although for those of you in the know, you know that the Bitcoin futures ETF is dealing with contracts of buying Bitcoin in the future. It's not holding the real asset in custody. That's what the Bitcoin spot ETF is. And the most irony here is that a Bitcoin futures ETF allows for far more manipulation over the price than a spot ETF, and yet that's the very reason why the SEC is constantly saying that they're denying a spot ETF is because they would allow for too much manipulation. But get this, the SEC can still deny the Grayscale ETF if they find new issues to claim as reasons for denial, for example, custody or settlement issues. And another way that the SEC can also deny Grayscale's spot ETF and any spot ETF in the future is if they revoke the Bitcoin futures ETF that they have currently already approved. So if that is the precedent that the SEC has set that's causing a thorn in their side, saying if we pass the futures ETF, now we have to pass a spot ETF, oh, let's just get rid of the futures ETF. So there's still some wiggle room for the SEC to make some denials here, but there is some dates coming up tomorrow and the next day where the SEC has a deadline to either approve, deny, or postpone Bitcoin spot ETFs from Bitwise. Their deadline for that is September 1st. And for BlackRock and Fidelity's Bitcoin spot ETF, the SEC has until September 2nd to, again, approve, deny, or postpone. A lot of people think they're just going to postpone and kick that can down the road as long as they can. Obviously, BlackRock owns the world, including the SEC. Thank you, Toby. He's always the one ringing the bell on that one. They own the majority shares of most of the companies on the S&P 500. We're going to ring that bell as long as you can until it really sinks in for you to understand the type of pull that BlackRock has. And if Sam Bankman-Fried was able to pay over 1/3 of Congress, what do you think BlackRock is capable of? So if BlackRock wants an ETF, they're going to get it. Also, just a friendly reminder for those of you who might have forgotten this fact, Bitcoin doesn't care about ETFs. It will continue to function with or without an ETF, and you are more than welcome to freely use that network with or without an ETF as well. So peer-to-peer transactions are always bullish. And furthermore, now we have the hashtag Fire Gary Gensler is trending yet again on Twitter. So sentiment is pretty evident of the crypto space what they thought of the SEC is, but I don't think they have any amount of pressure that compares to BlackRock. Anyway, that's your update for what's happening with the Grayscale and spot ETFs in the US. There are spot ETFs around the world, but the US is just being a little stinker about it. Anyway, hit like and subscribe. We'll see you tomorrow.